Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm gonna show you how I create my short videos. I'm Buchi, a music producer traveling the world, currently based in Los Angeles for a month. Let's get started. Yesterday I made 5 melodies which I will break down later. Today, with the weather finally clear after days of rain, I'm heading to a beautiful canyon just 30 minutes from my Airbnb to shoot some footage. My videos are inspired by the places I visit, using music to capture my life and travels. I might do a little bit hiking and make some new music, but the main goal is to get great shots. By the way, I had a very surprising experience yesterday. Here is so beautiful. All the warning lights in my car came on, and the brakes were acting up. After checking, I found out a mouse bite the engine's wires. I can't believe I even see the ocean there and the ship. Check. This is too crazy. Traveling always brings unexpected life lessons like this one. Can't find a very perfect place to shoot a video, but it feels really good to be outside. I will still working and look, is there any place I can go? I decided to set my camera here and face this side. Grab my computer stand here to take the video. I just finished taking a video. That is super easy. Took me like 2 minutes. Later I found another spot, took the second video. Now I'm gonna go back home and show you guys how I edited the video and post. Now I'm back home. I had a really good time hiking and took videos. That was a really good experience. First, I want to break down these 4 melodies, and after that, I will show you how I create the short video with that. This is the first melody we're gonna break down. Usually my melody have different parts with the same chord progression but a little bit different change. The first track I use this analog lapse sound, and the chord progression is F minor 9, and go to the C minor 9. The second track sounds from the analog lab 2. It's a sound FX. For the third track, I bounce this second track to the new track and reverse that audio. And then the bass and the drums. I basically write the root note and sometimes jump to an octave or the little bit pentatonic. This drum loop, I did the EQ automation and I changed the kick position. And here you can see I pitched it down 12 semitone. It will sound like this. And for the second part, I keep all the elements but add another bass and the pad. Okay. This pad sounds from the analog lab called the Black Magic. And I added a kick star. And did this kick star mix automation. Another track is this long bass. This bass sounds I like. It's from the Ableton Live itself. It's called a Wonka bass. By the way, the first bass is from Ableton Live Library 2. It's called a guitar bass. These two bass is very basic and I used most in Ableton Live. Besides, I added a vocal. Very textural, very in the back. Before I jump into the next melody breakdown, I want to share you how I record my Ableton Live Scream and how I explore my melody with the stems. First, I will copy all the clips and paste them. So we will get all the stems after the main audio. I didn't use this vocal because this vocal is from the splice, so I will delete. And I will just explore them together. I will write down the key and the BPM and my name. That's the way I explore the audio. I was explore all the stems apart, but I feel like that will be too much work for the producers who want to work with me. I use Command Shift 5 to create the recording and click this record. Before record, let's check two things. One is make sure this follow button is on, so that your track will run. And the second, make sure the running speed is good. If you do too quick or do very slow. One last suggestion is about the color. In my opinion, you can use 2 or 3 different colors, but if you use too many colors, they might be not very good. But this is up to you. Somebody may be like very colorful. I want to keep the color not very complex, so the people will focus on my music more. Now let's look at this track. In this track, I came up with the idea with, you can hear I added the ping-pong delay. This sound is from the Ableton itself. On the top, I add another sound from the Ableton Live 2. Sounds like this delay will be more. And it's an octave up. If I combine these two together, will sound like. Then I add this track. The sound is from the analog lab called the ASMR Sign Pad. Then I add another analog sound. This is called the auto dotted pad. I add a kick star. Okay, at last is the Wonka bass. For the second part, I keep these 2 tracks but add one more track. This sound is from the analog lab So this melody is pretty simple, and let's jump to the next one. For this melody, they have two versions. My first idea is this track, which I already bounced. Then I add a pad. Then I add this. So the first part sounds like then I have another idea to add like oh my god, I love this second part. I want to put the second part in front. I got this second version. So this is the first time I use a lead sound to write the chord. Really surprised me. I love this sound. The second track is the sound is called Space Flowers. Then the third track is a pad. And you can hear I use the automation on the motion. Then this sound, I use the automation on the movement. Then the next track is I use the second track but pitched it up, then use the reverse. Okay, the wonk bass again. This melody is recently my favorite melody. This one is which I took video today, and you can tell this color is feel like in the natural, very fix the place I want. Let me break down the guitar part first. I use 3 guitars. The first 2 guitars I play the same note but use different sound preset. I pan one to the left and pan another one to the right. It will sound like more stereo. Okay, if I just use one guitar put in the middle, it sounds like just in the middle, right? It's the mono, right? This is the way I create the stereo guitar. You can use on vocal too, but need 2 different sound. If you use the same old sound, it will turn the same audio. Won't be the real stereo. The third guitar is the wah guitar. These 3 guitar sounds are from the Expand. The first one is this, and the second one is this. The third wah guitar is this. The piano part. very simple. And I wrote another piano, second version. Then I write this flute. I pan the flute to the right because in the second section I wrote the strings. And I pan these strings to the left. And I add this wonka bass too. For the bass, I always just write the root note. Last, let's check the FX part. So when I write this melody, I have the picture in my head is in the very old days, people are in the war, but they have no guns. So this kind of the old TV shows in Chinese I watched when I was very young. Because in my mind I have that picture, so this melody is called a BC 206. Because in that year, China had a very big war, which I learned from the history class. Now I finished break down all the melodies I wrote yesterday. Then I'm gonna show you how I make my short videos. I use the CapCut Chinese version to edit the video, which is the best for me, but you can use any video edit apps you want. First, I will set the size to 9:16. This video is what I took when I'm hiking today. This is the screenshot video, and this is the audio. I just needed these three things. I will zoom in myself to like half of the screen, and zoom in the screen recording too. For the screen recording, I will cut the top because this is the black part. Okay. Then make sure they will connect to each other. Mute the video sound, only solo the audio track. And one thing I usually do is move this screenshot a little bit down and add the background. I will write something here, like who you can hear on my melody. Add a little bit of shadow. You can add whatever you want here. Then you can just explore. And another form of video I usually do is to put the melody on the top. They use the same way. So that's the way I make the contents and make melodies. For me, making music is always record my life, and I like this way to let myself remember some moments, like I went to hiking or I made this melody in this studio, so I just took the video right away, as well as make the YouTube videos, recording my life, recording my music journey. And thank you guys for watching my video. I hope you like my contents. If you like my contents, don't forget to subscribe my channel, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.